So, hello everyone. I'm here with Stuart and Luis and Javier from Dracuideas. We're going to be playing a few turns of ONUS. We're going to be playing a game of ONUS Traianus, the new game by Dracuideas, located in ancient Rome times. And in this case, we have a very exciting battle between the Roman Empire and the Celtic army in the British island, in Britannia. So let's get on with it. Let me give a very quick explanation of how the game is going to work, so the viewers get a little idea of how the game goes, just very quick, and then we'll start with the game. So the game is played in different turns. So I was just checking on the victory conditions because we didn't mention that. There's different ways that a game can end, depending either on the historical scenario you're playing or whatever the players agree to. We could be playing to total annihilation. There's death of the general. These are the three most common. And finally, the most common one of all, which is by casualties. In this case, it would be costing 50% of the total army value in casualties to your opponent. And in that case, your opponent will have to do a leadership check every turn. And if they fail, they lose the game. Okay, their troops fly through the battle and they lose the game. Okay. As I was saying, we're going to give a quick explanation of the game first. So in this case, we have the Roman army against the Celtic army, as I mentioned. In this case, we're going to play in the standard points battle system, and we're going to play by casualties. So we're going to need to eliminate at least 50% of the army value of the opponent for them to lose. Okay? So, to do that, we're going to be playing turns. Each of the players is going to play a full turn, and we're going to have 7 different steps in the turn sequence. First, we're going to activate the units. For that, we're going to use the order cards. Okay, we're going to play as many cards as we want, and the cards are going to tell us which units we can activate with them. Then we are going to move any units that we activated in the previous phase. We can do standard movement, which is using the full value, or we can do reduced movement for different maneuvers, or even a forced march if we want to do a quick movement and do double the movement value. But in that case, you cannot charge, and it's going to be a little bit more disadvantageous in regards of combat. Then, once we've done the movement, we're going to do into the range attack phase, in which case any activated units that can do a range attack can do so if there's an enemy within range of the range attack. For that, we will roll a few dice. We'll check first if the impact hits, then if it damages, and if it does, the opponent, the enemy, will have to check morale in case they get scared and run away. So after the range attacks, we're going to go into the skirmishers phase. Skirmishers are special units that can move both before and after the range attack. And this would be the time for them to do the movement after the range attack. Then after the skirmishers phase, we go into the melee phase, in which case, during which we're going to resolve all the melee combats. So any units that are in contact with each other are going to fight. Going to be a very similar process to the range attack. We will first roll to hit, then roll to damage, and both parties will do the same thing, and they would both get the one simultaneously, except for a few exceptions that we'll check during the game, in case they occur. Then after the melee phase, we go into the flight phase. In the flight phase, any units that are fleeing are going to try to escape the battlefield, and if they do, they're considered eliminated units, and they will, of course, count for that casualties victory condition that we mentioned before. Finally, after that, we go into the end of turn phase. We're going to clear all the markers that we need to clear from our units, and we're going to draw cards to replenish our hand. The players can have up to the leadership value, up to the leadership value of the general, of the number of cards in hand. They will start with that number of cards in hand, and during the game, we're going to use them both to activate the units, as I mentioned before, and different events, different effects during the activation phase, but also as events during the battles. Usually, you would draw a random card before the battle, But we're not going to do that because it's going to be a quicker game that way. So we're going to use this optional mode of not doing the random event, but we can still play events from our hand if we feel it would be beneficial for us. So any cards you play, both as events or as orders during the activation phase, you are going to replenish a few of them during the end of turn. If you played at least one order card, you're going to draw one action card from the deck. If you didn't play any order cards, you're going to draw up to 3 cards. And of course, if you exceed your leadership value, you will have to discard any cards exceeding that value. Okay? So, Stuart, if you are ready, I think I'm set to go.
Yep, come and get me.
Okay, yeah, I'm going on it. I'm going for it, mate. So let's see. Let me check. Let me see what cards I have here. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. Going to play a general mobilization, which allows me to activate up to half of my units, rounding down, which is very nice. So I have 7 units, so I could activate up to 3 units with this action. So I'm going to grab my Catrafactari, I'm going to move them and approach the battlefield a little bit. And in fact, I think I'm going to do all my mounted units with this card. Yeah, I'm going to, no, actually I'm going to activate not the second cavalry, but my Caraballistae, my siege weapons. Okay, so that's with that card. That's the first one. I could play up to as many cards as I want. In this case, I'm going to play a couple of them. I don't want to go all in yet. So I'm going to play the Skirmish card, which allows me to activate 1 more units. In this case, going to grab 1 more token, and I believe it's going to be my Evocati. They are going to move as well during this turn. Yeah, and that would be it. That would be my activation. Okay, so after activating my units, now I would go into the movement phase, and I can move all 4 units that I activated. So, as a general rule, they will move forward. You can always move up to the movement value. That's the number of distance units that you can move with that unit. Or you can do a reduced movement to do some maneuvers. Maybe if you want to rotate your card or do a special formation. In this case, I'm not going to do that. I will do regular turns. And I'm going to actually start with that. So first I'm going to... no, in fact, I'm going to move diagonally. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do reduced movement with my Catrafactari, which means that I can only move up to 2.5, which is half of my movement value. But it allows me to move diagonally without the need of turning and also not getting too ahead of the rest of my army, which I think in this case is going to be interesting. Okay, so that would be it for my Catrafactari. Then I'm going to move my Caraballistae. They're going to do a standard movement and they're going to move 3. They're going to go over here. Then I'm going to move my Evocati right here, which have 2 movements. Let me put that there. They're also going to do a standard movement up to here. And then I'm going to move my cavalry. So these guys can move up to 5. And they're going to move 3. And I'm going to turn them a little bit. I'm going to rotate them a little bit.
For a moment.
So to turn the units as part of your standard movement, you can rotate up to 90 degrees. You can do it several times, always moving forward, always in the from one of the corners of your unit and moving forward. You can do up to 90 degrees. In this case, I won't go as far as that. And but I will rotate them a little bit like that, and I will place them heading forward. That would cost me one movement, one distance unit of my movement, one movement point. So I move up to 4 in total, including that last movement, and that would be enough for my Contari. Okay, and that would be all for my activation and movement phase. Then we go into the range attacks. These guys have 5, but I don't think I can reach you. No, I really don't think so. So I'm not going to... Actually, forgive me, I could not do a range attack with them because I did my full movement. In any case, I wouldn't reach, so it's not worth it. But if I wanted to do a range attack, I would have to move half of my movement value, which wasn't the case. And that's it. So that would be it for my range attack phase. I'm not within reach of your units, so I'm not going to attack. I have no skirmishers, so nothing to worry there. So we'll skip the 4th phase. There's no melee combat. There's no fight, no fleeing units in my band, so there's also no one running away. And that would be it. So that would be the end of my turn. So in this case, I will draw 1 card because I used at least 1 order card. In this case, I used 2. So I will draw 1 order card to replenish my hand. And I'm not exceeding my leadership value of 7, so I'm fine. And it's all yours. Take it away, Stuart.
Let's have a look. I've got this skirmish card. I can activate 1 unit, so I'm going to pick. You've seen it as slingers down here.
Might be, yeah.
Grab that guy. Is that one? Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. And what else we got? I've got a probe card there, so I can activate 2 units. So
fantastic.
What we got? The 1, the 2. So I'm gonna have my Bretons. They're gonna come out and chuck stuff at you. And these guys they can move through these, can't they?
Yes, absolutely, no problem.
So let's get all my skirmishers and all my shooty people to come and
very nice.
Chuck stuff at you.
Good
right,
thing.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
All right. So these slingers, they move 3. So they shoot 4, I think it is. So I'm gonna be miles away from you anyway. So I'll just move 3.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay.
And that's far.
These riders, they move 6. So if I do that's 2.
Okay.
And then that'd be 3. Is that how you do it? Because I've moved half then.
Yeah, that you can do that. You're as long as you don't move your full value. Remember that if you're moving diagonally, you would have to do reduced movement. You move 3, you're in the clear.
Right. Can they go any further, or is that
it? Let me confirm. So I confirm, yes, since they are skirmishers, you could do that diagonal movement for free. In this case, you would not need to do the reduced movement, so you definitely could use your remaining 3 movement points.
There we go. Okay, and these guys over here, they're not skirmishers.
No.
They can move 5, and they're gonna go through these guys. So
yeah,
that's wishes.
Since they're not broken, no, not a problem.
All right, so 3, and we'll do a 1 diagonal move, and that makes 5. Yeah. Oops. We'll go a little bit further forward then. So
that sounds good. Yeah, fantastic.
Right, so that's that done.
Yep, that would be it.
How do you undo that? Let's drag it back again. Yeah, fair enough.
No worries.
Yeah. All right, so I used 2 cards. I'll just put them in this pile though.
Yep.
And then I draw 1 card.
Exactly. So since there are no attacks, etc., you would go straight into the end of turn. You would draw 1 card because you used at least 1 order. And now your turn is over, and it's my turn again. So let me see what I want to do. Okay, so now, nice. Now I could attack your units. I see that I have a few range attacks within range units within my lines. Actually, I believe most of them can attack in range. Okay, so I'm going to use yeah, these guys are not going to reach this turn. But yeah, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to do a full mobilization, which allows me to activate all my units this round. It's only one card, which is very cheap and very nice. And I'm going to go all in. Let's see if I can damage those guys quickly before the rest of your army joins. Okay, so in the case of these guys, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it for a range attack. I might try anyway. This one as well. Okay. So, okay, let's start with the cavalry. These are the easy ones. These guys are going to move. Yeah, I'm going to come to the back. These guys are going to move forward. One and two. And now I'm going to move three, in fact. And that will be it. And one more. Yeah, that would work. And I'm going to rotate them a little bit again.
Ahora sí.
There we go. Okay, and that would be my movement with these guys. Now let's go with this one. They're going to move forward all the way, trying to charge against you. Let's do three. And two more. And they're coming here. Okay. That would be them. Let's do these guys. And they're going to move one. And I'm not going to reach you with a range attack. So actually, let me check because I believe... Yeah, I'm going to do a wall of shields formation with the Evocati. So I moved only half of the movement value, which allows me to do a formation with them. And I'm going to put them in the wall of shields formation, which gives me +1 defense against attacks, which I think is going to come in very handy in your turn. Okay, so next is my Praetorian Guard, which can move 2. And this is an extended formation. So they're a little bit weak on morale, but they could do a lot of damage if they actually reach and charge against your units. They also have the general. Hadrian is coming with them, so they're a little bit stronger than usual, which is always interesting. So same thing with the legionaries. We're going to do 1 and 2. And let's move the Carroballistae. They are going to do reduced movement because they are certainly going to attack. So I'm going to move diagonally and I'm going to do 1.5, which would be somewhere around here. And they can attack within 5, so I believe I will be able to reach some of your units. Okay, now let's go with the Catrafactari, which are going to move 1 and 2. And I'm going to rotate them a little bit, but not too much, and I don't want to move too far away because I don't want your armed peasants to charge me. So I'm just going to rotate them a little bit from this corner this time. No, and it's over here. There we go. Okay, that's it. And that would be my movement phase. Now I'm going to do one range attack with the Carabalistae. They can attack from the central point in a range of 180 degrees, which gives me a rather nice margin. And I am going to attack your chariots, which are going to be very painful if they get to charge against one of my units. I can attack within 5. I believe I am within 5. Yeah, I do think so. There we go. Perfect. Barely, but yes, all is fine. And would this be okay? So sorry about that, Stuart. I was just checking because obviously, as you can see, the unit cards have both the front, rear, and flank sanctions, and I wanted to check if if a range attack from the flank would be possible in this case. In this case, it is not by very little, but if, for example, my Carabalista was a few inches to the right, then I would be able to attack from your flank and have a little bonus to that attack. It's not the case, so I will do a standard range attack against your unit. So for that, we're going to look at the range attack value of my card, in this case 3, and it's going to be attacking your defense, which in this case it's a 6/6, pretty high, pretty nice for you. So I need to get 4 or higher in my dice roll. If I get a 1, it's always an automatic failure. If I get a 6, it's always an automatic success. So in this case, I roll 1 dice, which is the number of attacks I'm doing. And I explained the range attacks wrongly to you before. It depends on the range of the attack. If you're attacking in short range, which is half of less of the range of the attack, you roll 4 dice. If you attack in long range, you roll 2 dice. So I rolled 1 already, and it was a very critical miss. And I'm going to roll the second one, which I get a 5. And in this case, I might. My Carabalistae are professionals, which means that I could re-roll my 1 once. So I would do exactly that. Why is that rolling? Let me do it manually. There we go. Okay, very nice. Much, much better. So now we're going to do exactly the same against your damage value, which is also a 6. You have a high dodge value, but not as high armor value, which is very good for me. And for some reason, the R is not working, so I'll do it manually. And in this case, I miss, because I would need exactly the same. I would need force. I got 2 3s. So no wounds are inflicted. So you're safe for now.
That was close.
Yep. But that's it. Okay, that's it. I have no more units within range distance. I could try with these, but it's not worth it. And actually, I couldn't because I moved, so that's it. And that would be it. I activated 1 order card. There's no melee, so we skip straight to the end of turn. Since I activated 1 order, I draw 1 card. Whoop, which goes to my hand. And the table is yours.
I'll play this one. I can activate as many units as your general's leadership. Oh, they can only move backwards.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I don't want to go backwards. Sorry, I didn't read that.
Okay.
All right, we'll do a skirmish.
Okay.
We'll do a probe and I'll have that one as well.
Okay.
Right, so I've got 1 unit and then 2 units, so 3, and then all mounted units, and I've got 2 mounted units. So it's got to be that guy. Got to be that guy. And then 3 others. Oh.
Okay.
If I don't activate them, do they shoot or not?
No, you need to activate them for them to do the register. Yeah.
Right. Well, let's do some shooty stuff. So
okay.
Shoot. We've got 2 more guys then.
Yep.
This guy looks like he might get flanked. So let's
yeah.
Let's do that.
Going straight for him.
I might get there. We'll do that.
Okay.
Right. So let's move this one on end first. He's easiest.
Okay.
He moves 3, so I'm going to move 1, 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Oops. And we'll do a bit of turn. Kind of on that point there. Is it like that?
No, you need to put the die on top and then click on the die. Select both and click on the die. It's a little bit of a complex system, but we found it the best way to do the rotation perfectly. So put it there, select both, and you need to click specifically on the die. Let me do it for you. I can, if you want. Yeah, it's gonna be easier. So I said it's one of those things about tabletop simulator. It's pretty nice. There are a few things which still it's not quite there. There we go. Something like that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, fantastic.
Right, so he's turned and he's
going to come straight for my.
I'm sure you'll. I'm sure he's going to be were, which is where you are. That's fine. This guy, we'll do him as well. We'll turn. We'll kind of come towards you.
Okay.
Do you want to do the
rotation for this one?
Yeah. Yeah, for this guy.
Of course.
No, this one over here. This
Oh, this one's here. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, my apologies. I'm taking guys away. It's one of the things you have when you zoom in the game. Sometimes you don't see what the other guys are pointing. So.
Yeah.
And actually, would you want this corner or this corner better? I guess.
I want to turn that way. So.
Yeah, I thought so.
Towards your cover.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, there we go. Something like that.
Yep. And then can he move diagonal?
You can move straight now. I mean, you don't need to move diagonally.
What about these trees?
No, that's let me check, but I believe the terrain is just the background on the table. So there are forests and other things with the expansions and fortresses expansion, with the forest and fortress expansions. But there are cards and not on the map. So it's
okay, right, fine, no problem. We're just gonna wander to about there. That'll do.
Okay.
Right, these guys then. So there's these are both skirmishers, but this one's not. Yep. So let's do this. Mm-hmm. Let's do my chariots first.
Very nice.
So he can move 5.
Exactly.
I've lost my ruler. There it is. 5. There we go. Right. He can move 5. So if I do, I can just move through this guy? It's not a problem?
Absolutely. No problem.
Yeah. Alright, so that's 3. And I can still shoot?
2.5. For them to shoot, you would have to move 2.5. Only have the value.
So I'm not going to be... Probably not going to be in? If I go back half, I don't know.
You can do it from the front. You can do it from the front. Remember that you could... You would not be able to reach with the charge, but you move half back. You could do the range attack.
If I do that, I'll move 2. Okay. And then I do that, and I move.
There we go.
What, 2.5?
Yep, exactly.
And yeah, you get it.
You get it. Yeah.
All right. So then these guys here.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No, yeah. I was gonna say that. Remember, you can also attack this, but no, they're not within range. So
yeah, I would. We shoot this guy. I know he's got his shields up, but you know.
Yes.
It's all right. All right, I got 4 with this guy. So
okay.
We're not quite. Well, we probably are actually. That's 3 in it, so they're probably in range already.
Okay. Yeah, they are within range. If you want, you can move them a little bit forward to do, maybe you will reach in short range, which will give you 2 extra dice, 2 extra attacks.
Yeah, let's do that then. So
that might be interesting. Yeah.
He's a skirmisher as well, so he's a bit faster in it.
Yes, exactly.
So he does. How fast can he move and shoot?
Okay, let me check. You could either move your full value now and do your range attack, or you can split your movement and move a little bit now, a little bit later, or you could do your range attack now and move later, whatever you want. Since they're skirmishers, you have absolutely free movement.
Right. So I'll move 1.5, and I can still shoot. Yeah.
And you can always remember that you can always retreat if you want. If you want to get some distance after the attack, you can always move back with the remaining of your movement.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. And this guy here, he's just gonna squidge in and do that.
Okay, fantastic.
And I think that's everybody.
Okay. Very nice. Things are getting hot in the center.
gonna roll some dice. Unfortunately, you're in your
Yeah.
shield behind. Never mind.
Okay. So my avocados are in trouble, I believe.
Let's see. All right.
So in this case, you have a short range attack, so you can roll 4 dice, and you have a range attack value of 3 against my dodge value of 5. So you need 3 or more to hit. Okay, so you get 3 hits. They are not professionals. You would not reroll the 1, but you do get 3 hits. And to damage, it's a little bit harder. So since I have my wall of shields, I have +1, so it's 9. So you would need 6s actually.
okay. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, it's right. Luis mentioned that we forgot to add my +1 defense, so it was only 2 hits. In any case, it's fine. No one, none. If you want to roll again, actually, it's fine. So
Cool.
you didn't do it wrong.
All right. So these guys then, these Bretons, they're gonna get 2 dice.
Yep, you can absolutely. I believe they're within range.
What does the green sort of shooty symbol? What does that do?
Okay, this icon is the Javelin icon. This means that your Britain riders are carrying javelins. That icon is specifically for one card, one of the event cards that allows you to throw the javelins before a charge. But aside from that, you can attack. You can do range attacks normally as any other range unit.
Right. So I get, what do I get? 2 dice shooting?
You get 2, exactly. It's long range. It's more than half of the range, so it's long range attack.
There we go.
And okay, you got 1, and you need a 6 to hit, just like before. Ugh.
Nearly. All right.
Almost.
And then this guy over here.
He also has 3. I do believe he might be in range, yeah. Yep. He certainly is.
What about this guy? Is he in range to shoot him?
No,
Probably not.
I think not.
No,
It
he's
would be
not.
from this corner, but no, I think not.
Okay, we'll shoot this guy. 2 dice, I think.
Okay, yep, 2 dice, just like before. And again, 4 short hit
1.
and 6s to damage.
Nope, you are bulletproof.
Yep, that wall of shields really came in helpful. Okay.
Yeah, it's your turn. I get 1 card, I think.
Yep. Okay. So we're not using them yet, but don't forget that you can always play events, the blue effect on your action cards before doing an attack. You can play 1 for every range attack you do or for every melee combat that we fight.
Right, yeah, okay.
Okay, because in some cases you might get bonuses for range attacks or whatever. So keep that in mind as well.
Yep, fine.
Okay, so that would be the end of the turn. We're still not in contact, so there's still no melee combat happening. And you replenish 1 of your cards because you play 1, and that would be the end. Since no one damaged my unit, nothing happens. But if my unit got at least 1 wound, they would have to do a morale check. It's not the case, so I'm safe. But you might break the unit if you do get to wound them. So, my turn again. Let's see. So I'm going to do a cavalry advance. I saw that worked very well for you, and I have a lot of mounted units, so I'm going to take advantage of that. And I think I'm going to also do a skirmish, which gives me 1 more unit to activate. Okay, so that's 1, 2. Those are already there, and I think, should I do the Praetorians or should I do the Evocati? I'll do the Evocati and charge with them. I believe I can reach those. Okay, yeah. So that's it. I'm going to start with this one, which is the easiest one, which is straight movement, and we would arrive here. So once you reach a unit, obviously, if I did a straight line, I would not be perfectly squared. But if you reach a unit, you have to square the sections. Okay. So in this case,
fine. So like aligning, yeah.
Yeah, you got to align them. Yeah. So in this case, I have 3 sections. We have 3 sections engaged. I could envelop with the remaining free section I have here. And you, of course, during your turn will have exactly the same option. I'm going to do it. So let's put this token here, which gives me a 4 section in attack and also a little bonus for having 1 from the flank.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll check that during the melee phase. Now let's go with these other guys, and they're also going to charge. And they're going to go for those slingers. And let's do 1. Whoop, sorry. They move 5, so I believe they have more than enough movement to reach here. And the fair section location would be here. Would have preferred if it was the other way around. Sorry, the perspective is not making it easy. There we go.
Are they able to like evade or anything, or?
Sorry?
The slingers, are they able to kind of run away or anything like that, or did they?
Yes, absolutely. You could both withdraw from a combat and you can retreat from a combat. When your turn comes, you can activate them, and you can always, as I said, you can do one of those options to get away from my units. And you can always also flee voluntarily if you want. Obviously, you would then have to deal with that situation later on, but that would give you a nice long movement backwards that will allow you to disengage and run away. But you would have to recover them because the unit would be broken and fleeing after that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so in this case, we have 4 sections again, 1 from the side, 2 from the flanks, and 1 from the rear. So I have a very beneficial attack here against the slingers. Okay, so adding insult to injury, I'm going to try to charge with my Evocati to the slingers as well. Let's try to get rid of them this turn, hopefully. I'm not sure if I'm going to reach, and yeah, I am to reach, okay. So I was just checking if I could remove my formation before doing that, but since that would count as a change of formation, I would still do reduced movement. So that being the case, I'd rather move with my shields than without my shields, of course. So I'll do 1. It would be somewhere around here because I was a little farther back. So that would work.
Yep, all right.
Okay, so well, they're still protected, which is fine. And I'm going to get your chariots busy, so hopefully it won't be too hard on my Evocati. Okay, so let's move these guys here. Actually, the Carabalista are going to stay where they are. They're going to shoot again. I might just rotate them a little bit, but they're not going to actually move from where they are. Okay, so what I'm going to do is not going to do a standard rotation. I'm going to do a free rotation, which allows me to turn over my central edge instead of one of the corners, okay? Because as I said, I'm going to attack from a distance. And in fact, I would move slightly forward, something like that, just a little bit, to try to ensure that short range attack. Okay, finally, last but not least, my Catrafactari, these are going to do standard movement. I'm going to set them straight. There we go. They're going to charge hard against your chariots. I did 1, 2, 3, and barely, but I do reach them moving a little bit forward. Okay, so I have to do the movement anyway, so no big deal. Okay, so that's it. That's it for my movement. My Cataphractaria are near your chariots to charge in the next turn. My Praetorian cavalry did reach your slingers, and my Contari did reach your Pictish warriors, which look like pretty tough people, by the way. So let's start with the range attacks. We finished the movement phase, and I'm going to do a couple of range attacks, starting with the Evocati, which are going to attack the Celtic slingers. I believe they're in short range. Yep. You cannot shoot units that are in melee. Okay, so I could not shoot this guy.
Okay.
I could shoot this one. So I'll do that. And I'll roll
Your dice.
some. Okay, so these are very tough people. They're very agile. They dodge very well. So I have 3 against 7. I need force. And I have, it's a standard, a standard attack because it's longer than 1. So I have to roll 2 dice. And I need force to hit. Let's see if luck is with me. And no.
Professional.
But I can, yeah, exactly. This is a professional, so I can re-roll my 1. Hopefully it will go better. Oops, sorry about that. It wasn't exactly a roll. And that's not enough.
No.
Okay. Unlucky for me. No big deal. All right, so now go my... Okay, these guys can shoot, but these guys can. And they're within short range. They're going to have a little penalty for line of sight, which I'll explain in a second. Let's make sure that it's short range, and barely, but it is. And since my unit of Catrafactoria are in the middle of the way, they would be considered to be an obstacle to my line of sight, and I would get -1, if I'm not wrong, for my attack. And yeah, exactly, -1 to my range attack value. But I would roll 4 dice, so hopefully one of them will be successful. And here's... All right, let's see what Fates has for me in store. I need 5s to hit. And okay, well, 1, and this one I can re-roll since they are professionals as well. Sorry about that. And there we go. No good. Okay, 1, and now this is going to be... No, not easy, exactly the same. So I need a 5 or 6 again. Let's see how it goes. Ah, that was a close one. It wanted to be a 5, but
it wasn't really nearly.
Yeah. Okay, and that's it. That's my range attacks. No luck this time. Okay, and now we go into the melee phase. So let's start with the Contari here. All right, so now I have 4 sections, and one of them is flanking, which gives me a little bit of a small bonus. And we're going to roll 4 dice each. Both the attacker and defender are going to try to damage the other one. So in this case, I'm in an arrowhead formation, which gives me, let me check, +1 attack when charging. Now that I've charged, after this turn, this token will be removed because they're not charging anymore, but I will have that +1 for the moment. So I have 4 attack against your 6 dodge value. So I need 2s, but since I have +1, I need only actually 2s. To exceed it, I can do 2s or higher. Yeah, as Luis was mentioning, charging also gives me a +1. So 2s are also a good result. The only thing that's not good for me is 1s, like this one. So I get these other 3. And now your armor damage is a little lower, which is good for me. And I could maybe do some damage at last. Wow, that was sad. Okay, well, at least I did 1. There's 1 damage coming in because 1s are always a miss, but I do deal 1 wound to your unit. And now it's payback time. Now it's time for your Pictish warriors to roll their attack. So go ahead and roll.
Can I play a card?
If you so as a general rule, you have to play the cards before any dice are rolled. Okay. In this case, since I didn't even give you the chance, I would be fine if you want to play a card now, but as an exception, and keeping in mind from now on that you have to play the cards before any dice are rolled.
I'll play this one.
Of course. Ooh, tough. Okay. All good. So, oh boy, you're tough as well. Okay, they're gonna hit me hard. All right, so
spears as well, I think. Unless that don't count.
You have spears, sure. Absolutely. You do have spears, which have a little bit of a hindrance for me, and since I charged this round. Let me check. Actually, it's not because I've charged, but because they're mounts, so you do get a +1 attack. So basically, anything other than wands are good for you.
Lots of wands. Yeah. Fine. There we go.
There we go. Looking good.
Roll again.
And yep, and same thing for the damage. I have same value for dodge and damage. And wow, that was a hard one. Okay, so for 4 wounds for my unit. That charge didn't quite go as I expected. And this is bad because I have all sorts of penalties now for the Contari for my next round. Check. I'm going to have a penalty for having 3 wounds for my attack values, and also 4 for my leadership value, so for my morality. And actually, yeah, thank you, Luis, for reminding me. I have to roll morality for this unit now, since I'm the loser of the combat, and maybe it might even break. So, mental note, no charging a Get Picked Warrior in the future.
3 or less, no?
See, exactly. So I need to roll 3 or less to avoid my unit getting broken. So it's not looking great for me.
One dice.
One? No,
one dice.
So my unit breaks, which means they are now in disarray, and you're going to have a bonus in your next turn when you fight against them.
That's good. I guess you get to kill my my poor old slingers now.
I hope so. I need to a little revenge here. Okay, so let's go for that.
Event card?
Okay, event cards. Yep. Let me check. Okay, they're not the strongest. No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, good as well. Okay, so
I'm running low on cards, to be honest.
Okay, so no event cards played this round.
2 or more.
And let me roll. Okay, good. So same as before, I have a +1 for charging, +1 for actually +1 for flanking, and +2 from the rear ward. So I need 2 so higher, which I got all of them.
This is deadly.
This is a deadly unit. That's very good. That means that if I wound at least 1, so for my damage roll, since this unit is deadly, every 6 I roll in damage will count as double. Okay, so they will deal double the wounds in case I roll a 6. So let's cross my fingers, and no 6s coming out, but
professional.
Okay, I'm a professional, so I can reroll this one. Sorry. No problem. That's only 1 I need to reroll. There we go. Okay, very nice.
4 height.
So 4 wounds, no double damage because of the deadly, but they all did enter. So good stuff.
Yeah, that went good.
Yeah. So once the time comes for the morale check, it's going to be hard because since I'm flanking and attacking from the rear, etc., you're going to have penalties, including the wounds. So it's not going to be great for you. But for now, you can do your standard attack. This still hasn't happened.
Is that 4 dice then, or is that just 2?
Actually, let me check one thing. Just a second. So this unit, my Praetorian Cavalry, has a special ability, which is lunge, which is this square with a triangle on it, which means that they get some extra benefits when charging. Okay, I have a priority attack, which means I'm going to wound first, and you also have to roll morale before doing your comeback. Okay, so you first have to roll morale, and then you would do your attack.
Right, I got you. Okay.
Okay, so you would roll 1 die.
1 die.
1 die. Well, a 5 or a 4. I guess I failed them both.
Yeah, it wasn't good in any case. So
Road.
exactly. So the unit breaks. Since the unit is broken and it has at least 3 damages, you would lose 2 points for attack. The minimum is always 1, so you always have one attack point, but you will not have the standard 2 that the Celtic slingers would have. So basically, it's not looking great for the slingers, as I said. So
2 dice or 4 dice?
Sorry?
How many dice?
So you would roll 4. You would roll the
4.
standard number.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Missed.
But you are going to need 6.
6.
Yeah.
Need 6.
Okay, that's them done.
And since you lost the fight, you check morale again. So you roll 1 die again. And again. Okay, and I think that's still not enough. So since they are fleeing now, this is what they'll do. They turn around and they run away.
Como tu unidad, Buster, como tu unidad ha embestido, puede hacer un movimiento reducido gratis. No puede cargar, pero puede hacer un movimiento reducido.
Okay, very nice. Since my unit charged this round, I can do a reduced movement, have my movement value for free now, but I cannot charge. So I will use it to maybe chase your slingers. No, I'm going to go for your Bitter Riders. Okay, so I'm going to move. I can move up to 2.5. I'm going to move 1. And I think that's it. Yeah.
Good.
Yep, looks good. Okay, and that's it. That's it for my turn. That was my melee phase. It went very well with the slingers, not as well with the Contari, but that's how war goes. So now the flight phase, it would be my fleeing units, which didn't move this round, so I have no fleeing units, so nothing happens here. End of the turn, I draw 1 card since I played 1. And that would be it for me. And now it's your turn. Okay, fantastic. So let's play this last turn of yours to see the comeback of the Pictish warriors. Maybe you might even kill me. It's not looking great. Maybe you'll do a charge or 2 as well, and we'll skip to the end.
What happens if you've got no card? Orange.
Okay, no worries. You would draw. Remember that if you don't play an order card, you would draw 3 at the end of the turn. So if you don't have cards, you get cards back.
All right, I'll activate half of my units rounded down.
Okay.
And I will do that as well.
Okay, fantastic.
So that's going to be a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, you
8,
have.
9.
I think you have to activate essentially everyone.
And then 2 moving backwards. All right, so yeah. So these probably want to move backwards. Now, this guy.
You might, yeah.
Can the skirmisher?
You could do that.
And then move backwards. Okay.
Yeah, there's skirmishers, so you could absolutely do that. No issues there.
What about this guy? Does he just move backwards?
Yeah, he could move backwards, but you have to do that with this movement. Let me confirm.
And shoot as well. Okay, that's a good deal.
Absolutely.
All right, that's 1.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Okay.
And I guess we'll.
That's good.
Flank.
You're going for the flank.
And these guys, do they shoot first, or do they move first, or?
Yeah, you would do that. And put an activation on them if you want, and no split movement. We'll remember.
You know what? It's all right. I'll shoot these guys instead. They're too difficult to kill.
Okay.
I'll go back 1.
Okay.
How far do we shoot? We shoot 3. So we don't want to be too far
3, so you should be okay for.
I'll just stop there. Fine. So that's them 2 guys.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is going to kind of run at you.
Okay.
Well, really, I just want to fight this one. I suppose they'll kind of do that, and
Yeah, that's fine.
that kind of thing. There we go.
That works for me.
Right, so I got a bit of shooting, and we got this combat.
Okay, so obviously you can do your shooting in any order you want, and remember that after shooting you can still move your Breton Riders a little bit more if you want, because they just moved to 1, I believe, or 1.5.
Yeah,
and they're skirmishes, so they have no penalties.
Cool. So they got 4 dice, I think.
Exactly.
And they're going to shoot these guys.
Yeah. So it's not a flank attack, luckily for me, but
4.
4 dice, yes. And you need 4 or higher, I believe.
This.
Got 7 against 3, 5s. 5s or higher. So the 6.
Nope.
No.
Lucky. Lucky. Okay. Same thing here. I think still range at close range. It's 1.5, so you should be fine. And you need 4 or higher.
3. No, professional.
You're a professional. You can re-roll these 2.
This dice is exit.
And 3s are already a success. Okay.
Success.
Okay. Very nice.
2.
2 potential hits now against the armor, which is 8. And you got 1.
Repeat this dice.
You can re-roll the 1.
For the professionals, yeah.
Yep. Wow, that was close.
You're armored, aren't you?
Yes, 2 success.
2 successes. Let me. Yeah. So 3. Yeah, absolutely.
By flank.
No. It's not the 5. It's flanking. It's attacking from the flank. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. So that's 2 hits, not 1. 2 wounds. Which means that I'm going. Okay, thank you. Which means that I'm going to check morale for these guys, and they might end up broken after this attack. So I'll do that. I have -2. Okay, so in this case, I would get 1 penalty point for each wound for my morale, and also -1 since I received the attack from the flank. But since I'm also within the area of influence of my general, which gives me +1, that and the flank penalty cancel themselves, so I only get -2 from the wounds. Okay, meaning that I need to roll 5 or lower.
Okay.
That's a good. 1, it's always a success. That's the same as 6 in the attacks. And good. My Catrofactari resisted the attack. Okay, so
just this?
These guys can shoot. You can still move the Britons a little bit if you want. And of course, we have the Pictish against the Contrary battles to solve.
Yeah.
How far can these guys move? Like 1 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So what do they do? Just like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. And then this 5 down there.
Okay. So you start rolling since you are the attacker now. We could both play events.
I ain't got any cards.
Yeah, I do. So I'm going to take advantage of that. Okay, I cannot use this. And
2 or more.
No, actually, no. No, I'm not going to play anything. Because they either benefit both of us, which is not good for me, or I have one that gives me a nice attack, but gives me a defense penalty, and these guys are weak, as we've already seen, so I don't want to risk it. So I'm not playing cards either.
Okay then. So you
okay,
get 4 dice, yeah?
Yeah, so you get your 4 dice. You need to roll. My unit is broken, so I get so 2s or higher. It would be a hit.
Y tiene lanzas además.
3 times, like it could be the case. my Contari would be eliminated. Crossing my fingers here in Spain. Oh, not looking good.
3.
And that's it. That's the 3. Yep, you got it. So this is the end of my Contari.
One moment.
So I would do my attack before I die because it's a simultaneous attack.
Yeah.
These guys are eliminated, but they can still do something before they die.
You'll still chop
So I still got a -1 because of the broken marker, because there is a broken unit. But I do have a +1 from flanking, so they would cancel each other. And I also get -1 because of the 3 wounds that I already have. So I really doubt much is going to happen in my side, but you never know. So I have to hit a 6 armor with 4 value, which is 3. So I need 4 or higher. 4 or higher. And okay, well, I got 1, and now this is no professional, so I don't get the reroll there. And now I need 1 less. Okay, I can do a 3. 4, yeah. Up. There we go. No luck. Okay, and now I would have to check morale if they weren't dead because I lost the combat drastically. But since they are eliminated, no need for that. To bring the card here. Okay, so it would be my turn again. And now we would cut. Okay, so let's get to the end of the game, if that's okay. Oh, sorry. We should finish your turn completely, actually. We should do your drawing cards or whatever.
Yeah, so draw a card.
Yeah, you would draw. You didn't play any cards this round, right?
I played 2, I think.
No, you played the activations, absolutely. So you could draw 1. Yeah, exactly. And now that would be the end of your turn, and these guys would move. Yeah, you do have a flight unit in flight, so you would have to do a fleeing unit flight movement. First you roll the dice. Since the general is close, if you roll 3 or higher, you recover the unit. 3 or lower, sorry.
No.
I told you it was higher and tricked you with that.
They've not had a good day, to be honest. Though.
Yeah. Okay, and now that you run the Celtics Lingless have fled, it would be you would draw the card, which you already did before, and now it would be the end of your turn, and it would be my turn again. And now is when we do the skip forward. So let's get a few units out of the way. Let's imagine, of course, those guys were dead. Let's skip a couple more. And let's say that I have my Praetorians here in the middle, and maybe they're sandwiched between a couple of your units. Okay, generals fighting it all in here. Very nice. I like that. Okay, these guys are dead as well, let's say. These guys managed to, I don't know, maybe engage these guys here. Want to attack, and these guys stay here trying to do range attacks, for example. Let's give it a 3 there, a 1 there. And I'm going to put a few wounds on my general, so maybe you would be able to eliminate the units this round. That would be nice.
Thing like that, for example.
See, something like that, no? Okay, very good.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So these are weeks. Katash is doing a number on Hadrian and his troops. These guys may be engaged here. Yeah, something like that, I think. And these guys might be that. So to make sure that I'm also within the casualties loss. Within casualty loss by casualties. Easy. Lots of blood. Okay. And let's say that these guys have an extended formation and are flanking me here. Skirtash really has the upper hand. She turned the things back on the Praetorian Guards, the Tar 2. Now she did the formation and enveloped on both sides by extending her own formation. Has all the advantages for her.
Vamos a suponer.
Sí, está. They're broken as well.
Broken as well.
Yeah.
Right, I've got this on that. There you go.
Okay, that's very good.
I should do it, I would have thought.
Yeah, that would, I mean, in this combat, it would definitely make sense. I believe, because you would receive some damage when the time comes. Right, and you already have a +2/+2, but this way you make sure that you're going to really wipe them off the map.
6 dice.
Which is... Right, so it's a 6 dice attack. Okay, so see, and so let's say that we're already... Let's go into the melee phase directly, I think, or if you want to do a range attack or whatever, but I believe we could just solve the final combat, which is going to be epic, and I believe that would be great for the photo finish of the game.
Yep, fair enough.
Okay, so let me link with what we were doing before, and you can go ahead and do the end of the round. I'll explain the situation, and then we can go ahead and we can proceed with the final combat. Okay, so we're at the end of the game. We've been playing for a while, and things are not looking good for the Roman Empire. I've lost a few troops, so did the Celts, but right here in the middle we have an epic battle between the Briton noblemen with Skirtash in the lead against the Praetorian Guard with Hadrian, which, as you can see, it's not going great for the Romans. I received a few damages, my unit's also broken, and not only that, but the Briton noblemen extended the formation, so they're enveloping my unit from both flanks. Not happy with that, Stuart decided to also play a furious attack because, you know, it's Celtic warriors, and, you know, they get fierce. They get fierce in the battlefield, and he really wants to end things, and it's not looking good for me. So it's Stuart's time to roll the dice. He's going to roll 6 dice because there are 6 sections in contact. Gets +2/+3, +2/+2 from the general, which means he's going to get a +4 bonus for hitting and a +5 bonus for damage.
So just not ones then, I think.
Yeah, basically anything except ones, you're okay.
Right. Come on then, lads. Let's go for it.
Yeah. You got it, mate.
There we go.
Okay, not looking good. And oh wow,
Okay.
you really wiped Hadrian off the map.
And Adrianus.
Yeah, and Traianus, it's possibly dead, So with this, the general's unit is eliminated, which I always forget about the response from my units. I also rolled 6 dice, but with quite a few penalties right here. So I got a penalty from being broken, penalty from all the damages. Since the combat is simultaneous, the damages from the last attack won't count, but still more than enough to not be that scary. So I believe
Professional.
hitting, yeah, this is a professional, okay, so I get 2, sorry. Oh, damn it. I hate that about tabletop, sorry. I would re-roll these 2. I had a couple of hits from before, and this 5 as well. And I believe this is it. I think 3s are not enough.
You get +1 because of this card, so you might have me a bit more.
Oh, right, that's good. So that cancels one of my penalties. So I have to make, oh well, to hit I might do it because they're not that great dodging. They only have a 5. So yeah, maybe Yeah, maybe this would work. Maybe the 3 might work. Yep. Now is when the things get harder because you have very high defense, very high armor. So this is when things are not going to go so great. And there we have it.
Yeah, that's not as good.
1, and we have 1 reroll because of the professionals. Okay, we'll make it 2, and that's it.
I think you need 4+. I think.
What?
I think you need 4 or better, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, since I have the... Okay, I have 4 for damage, and I'm attacking your 7, and I have a -1. So, yeah, essentially 4s or higher. No, actually not even. I need 5s. Oh, plus this. Yeah, you're right. And you get a +1 from this.
I think that's an. Is it Adrian? Is it?
Yeah. I do get the 4s. The 4s are actually
Adrian on a stick.
Yeah.
We're gonna kind of parade around with him for a bit, waving him at people and.
Exactly. The Britain noblemen are going to make quite a show out of this. No Hadrian Wall for me. Thank you. Okay, that would be it. So with this, my general dies, which is going to give me an important penalty for all my units in my morale. I would have to count the total leadership, but I believe that the army value, it's more than enough to have the 50% casualties needed for my loss. So Scottish clearly kicked Hadrian's butt and, maybe turn history around.
Yeah, we're feeling good about that. Well, I mean, we don't get roads, and we don't get sewers, we don't get, anything really. But other than that, it's really good.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to win. Always nice to get a win. And that's pretty much ONUS Traianus for you. That's how the game goes. I think we've seen most of the important situations of the game. We had an epic final battle between the generals in the middle of the battlefield, which is always very nice. And Skatach really went all in and finally ended with Hadrian, who had to leave the battle in shame. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.